Alright, so I'm going in today again with another Ikarumoon Gauntlet build. This time we are looking at Jeskai. So we've seen Azorius already, but we're adding in red here. And we get a couple of good things in this deck. Mainly, this shell is a lot similar, but I've built it slightly different in the Azorius color pie. So we have Chandra, obviously, as one of our big closers when we add red to the deck. And she's just generally good if you can get one onto the battlefield. This basically is our late game control mirror finisher. We have Saheeli Sublime Artificer, who could be played in the Azorius pile, but she is specifically here for the Jeskai version. She's particularly good because we're running a lot of non-creature spells, and thus she's going to make us some incidental blockers to keep us alive until we can start proliferating our planeswalkers. And then the other really big one is Narset of the Ancient Way. At 4 mana, she's generally pretty castable, though she is full Jeskai, so you do have to watch out for your colors. She both gives us life with her +1, which is really good. And with her -2, she can also take out some pretty large threats, which is good. We play a pretty good curve. Things start at 3. We have a median curve around 4, and then we even have some big hitters in the 5 to 6 range. So Narset can definitely take out some big stuff. And then, of course, our emblem's pretty good as well if we end up getting there. Other than that, this is largely the same deck that we've seen so far. We're running Farewells as just a big emergency button in case we need to reset everything. We are going to play the Eternal Wanderer as a 1-of at the top end. This is one that I was just kind of feeling out. We run a lot of 2 and 3-ofs in terms of the Planeswalkers, and if we're really not certain about wanting to have one all the time, then we just run it as a 1-of, which you'll see here at the top end. I figured having 2 6-drops is at least pretty good because we're not going to be drawing them all the time, but we also have some powerful spells to play towards the end of the game. Of course, because we are in blue-white, we're going to be running Supreme Verdict, one of my favorite cards. Teferi Time Raveler, 4-drop Planeswalker, can remove something or allow us to play all of our stuff at flash speed, so like our Supreme Verdicts get better. Teferi is a pretty solid card. We have a 1-of Teferi Master of Time. He's just nice because you can do all of his abilities at instant speed. This is going to involve the proliferation of your Planeswalkers as well, so he's pretty good. However, he's not really good enough to be running more than a 1 or 2-of. I'm running a 1-of here, but you could maybe do 2 before it starts to get kind of tough where you're drawing him earlier and then he dies before he can really have an effect. The glue that holds this deck together, like the other builds that you've seen, is Memory Deluge. You could replace this with any sort of draw spell that you're feeling at that time, but I'm a big fan of Memory Deluge. It helps us in the late game, and as soon as assuming that we can get to our 4 mana curve, then we're going to be okay. The Wandering Emperor is in here as a 2-drop, as a 2-of. She's just really awesome. Being able to exile a creature is huge. And the gain life that you get with the -2 is pretty cool too. We talked about Saheeli. Dovin Hand of Control is, as we saw in the Azorius build, he's pretty good. Taxes your opponent's stuff and also locks down 1 large creature. Narset's going to help us find what we want to, so that's why she's in here as a 3-of. She's the most plentiful Planeswalker in this whole deck. And then, of course, our 2 important pieces in the Ikarumoon shell is Ikarumoon Gauntlet. If you haven't seen any of the previous videos on my Ikarumoons, I would highly suggest you go take a look at them. We've done it in Grixis and in Azorius so far. Basically, this gives our Planeswalkers the ability to proliferate for 0, and for -12 we get to take an extra turn. And when we cast a non-creature spell, we get to put a token on one of our Planeswalkers. And what we're trying to do here is proliferate the poison counter that we put onto our opponent with Prologue to Phyresis. And basically we're going to proliferate, having value through our Planeswalkers, and eventually we're going to kill our opponent because they have 10 poison counters on them. It's a surprisingly straightforward deck. This Jeskai version is not too bad. I think Azorius is definitely the tightest of all of these that we've seen so far. But, we're going to give Jeskai a try and see how it performs. Mana base is completely split over the 3 colors, running 2 of Rogran Triumph as well. So that's the deck. Hope you are going to enjoy this video. Before we get started, If you'd like to support the channel, drop a like, subscribe if you're not subscribed, do all that YouTube stuff, and I will see you in round 1. Alright, we got a round 1 here. Our initial hand has 1 Planeswalker, we have the Gauntlet, and we can get something out of our prologue. The mana is less good. It's not very good mana, and then the Farewell's not really castable right now. I'm going to keep it. And generally this kind of hand is going to fold to aggro, but if we play a relatively slow deck, then we can survive. And then in general, these kind of builds being on the 3-drop first turn strategy, they're going to have a hard time against aggro in general. So we find another Narset, so I'm going to get my double blue. And then I'm going to just take a turn off and play a red mana, unless there's something that we need to worry about. It's a Thought Erasure, so let's see what they take from us. This is our Esper Control. This is kind of an old take on Esper Control. A lot of those decks don't really play Thought Erasure anymore. So we'll see how this goes. They've taken my access to Narset, so they're playing this like this is a control mirror. And yeah, wow, they're playing Heartless Act. This is definitely a throwback. We're going to go ahead and play a red land here, just to shore up our colors, and also to maybe suggest to them that we like Saheeli a bit more than it would seem. So it looks like they're probably holding up a counterspell here, so I'm just going to play this tapped, and we're going to prologue on their turn. We want to make sure that the Ickermoon Gauntlet does get out. That's going to be really important. I'm going to try to hang the prologue on their end step to ensure an Ickermoon Gauntlet getting down. And actually, you know what? I'm going to play Saheeli first. She's better that way. We'll allow them to take the prologue. That's not something that we need right away. And we're going to be able to play something. Them reading Ickermoon Gauntlet is probably going to result in them knowing that we are some sort of shenanigans-based deck. And Ickermoon Gauntlet is definitely the one that stands out here. And they've moved over to the Planeswalker. And the whole game plan is out on the table, so to speak. So I'm going to prologue now. We're going to check for a Spell Pierce. Just resolves immediately. We'll go to my turn. We're going to play tap Steam Vents, and we are going to drop the Ickermoon Gauntlet. Opponent plays a Teferi, sure. Okay, so they decide to go for the +1. We're going to try to drop a Teferi and just pray that they don't have Dovin's Veto. Let's get a Shivan Reef out here, and we are going to cast Teferi. Alright, and so we are given our Teferi. We're going to go ahead and tuck their Teferi. And I expect that ours is not going to live for very long. Bolas's Citadel. Can't say I expected that. So I'm going to lose... Wow. Alright, well that was one heck of a play right there. Well, that's really tough for us because we were never planning on doing the Bolas's... Or we were never planning on winning through loss of life. So I suppose my Teferi gets tucked now. Fortunately, Farewell does not hit what we need it to. Alright, goodbye Teferi. We find a Narset. Narset can find our Teferi. Let's go ahead and... It doesn't really matter how we do this. Get our Ickermoon Gauntlet. We're going to still minus our Narset in case they decide to kill it or do something with it. I'm going to take Teferi. And we're going to have to see what we can do here. We can't produce any creatures at this time, which sucks. If we can find a Narset, that feels really good.
Here goes nothing.
Okay, at least we do get to deal with that. Their Teferi Plus is essentially nullified by Narset, which is cool, unless they have a way to kill her now. Okay, so we do have the ability to draw for a Chandra. Chandra is our alternative win con. Looks like they're going to tuck my narset. I'm surprised they didn't plus. Basilica Bellhunt, okay. I will get rid of my Supreme Verdict. Alright, we pick up another one of those, and they're holding up 2 mana. It's not anything that can cast Dovin's Veto. So, I guess let's get a Fairy HOD out of here. We're going to not put a counter on anything. And let's tuck Little Teferi. It is just a tuck battle of the Teferis right now. Oh, and they have the Oath of Kaya. Alright. Yeah, this is a really OG deck. This is like War of the Spark era Esper control. It's kind of cool seeing these decks stick around. Well, I guess Heartless Act is a bit newer. Well, actually, no. Didn't they have Heartless Act at the time of War of the Spark? I can't really remember. It's been a while. Opponent also has their own Narset. Sure. I think I can kind of feel this one slipping away. I mean, they're down to 3. If we get a Chandra or something, like, it's possible.
You know what?
In terms of life gain, I'm not really sure what they're going to do. Is it just flickering Oath of Kaya? Yeah, they're just going to try to flicker Oath of Kaya. Okay. Yep, so then they're going to go to 6 here. That means they can cast another thing off of their library if they'd like to. Chandra would be a great draw right now. Darn. Yeah, well, I should just do Farewell now. I'm okay if Ickermoon goes away. I'm just going to get rid of everything. See if they can counter this. Okay, cool. So now my only issue is going to be a Teferi emblem.
Don't worry, I got it.
Keep an open mind.
I'll probably just try to Memory Deluge and look for a Narset. I mean, not a Narset. I will use this Narset to try to look for... Okay. I need to think about this a little bit. The play next turn is Memory Deluge, find my 7th land, and then I'll have 3 mana left over for a Narset who can also look for another Planeswalker, specifically a Chandra or Narset. Okay. Now we know what we're doing. Both Teferis can minus here, so I just feel kind of bad about getting a Narset onto the field. Oh well. Alright, so they're going to Thought Erasure me in my upkeep. I am going to Memory Deluge. Alright, so I want 1 land. I guess I can just be annoying and take another Teferi. No, I think I want Memory Deluge. So I think they take Narset here, take me off of my ability to play anything this turn. Or they can take Deluge. They might be worried about me looking for something. Understandable. Okay, well that means that I don't really have a play for this turn. I can now Memory Deluge for 7 if they tap out.
We need to move quickly.
What kind of counter spells do they run? Have we seen any so far? It's just proactive hand hate, right? Okay. I think that... Would this deck play Dovin's Veto? Oh. Alright. Well, we're going to get Teferi ulted. Next turn. So we need to get a Chandra out ASAP. If they can't produce any creatures or Oath of Kaya's to kill us, we can still win. Okay, so... Deluge into land, then play Wandering Emperor. Okay, we're going to get a backup Wandering Emperor. 1, 2. Cool, pass turn. So now I can make a little creature to start attacking. Oh, they're actually just going to Elder Spell, aren't they? Okay.
I'll protect you.
Well, I'm going to wait for them to Elder Spell before I do any of my Wandering Emperor stuff. If they Thought Erasure one of my things, then I don't care. Okay, so they do it now.
I won't forget our time together.
-8 on Teferi. Cool.
Only a matter of time.
Alright, so I'm going to wait to see if they draw anything.
I know my response.
Wait for them to target with this emblem. They're going to take one of my untapped lands, probably. Shivan Reef. Alright, cool. So, oh, I can't cast a Wandering Emperor. I should have held, oh my gosh, auto tapper. Well, alright, my Wandering Emperor play just got so much worse. Oh no.
Right on schedule. Here we go.
That's so dumb. That's what happens when you play with these pain lands. They really like to tap for white mana, or for colorless mana. Okay. Fairy Master of Time. Sure. I will let you take a Wandering Emperor if you'd like. Okay, so I want to use Wandering Emperor to make something happen. Do I want a Memory Deluge? So the question is, how much longer am I going to have land? I think I just need to start looking for this Chandra. Alright, we got her. The question is, can I keep her in my hand for another turn? We're going to find another red source. Pass turn. Alright, was that their 4th Thought Erasure? 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. So I should be able to get my Chandra out. She'll be able to get 1 trigger in. Oh, but now we gotta survive 12 turns. Uh-oh. We're gonna discard Teferi, probably. He seems to be the most medium. Oh, okay, they're just gonna loop this stuff, that's right. Can they draw a card? Oh, wait, yeah, they can draw a card. Darn. Alright, this might be just too much for us. Teferi Tux Basilica? Ah, darn.
No time for a break.
Okay, so I need to draw an untapped land here. And then I can even think about winning this game. But actually, at this point, with 18 life, we're not going to be able to do this. Well, there's the Fabled Passage. Just on time. I forget how many basics I play in this deck. Hopefully there's still some more. Just enough. So we get to Chandra, hold full control. Then we can show them that our play was to just kill them like this. And I think from here, we can see the writing on the wall and go ahead and concede this one, save us both some time. And okay, yeah, pretty grindy match there. It was looking close for a little bit, but my opponent eventually turned the corner with a bunch of Teferis. That's kind of just what happens with that card. But that's okay. We're going to move on to round 2 and see if we can do it better. Here we go. Alright, got a round 2 here. We have our prologue early. We have a board clear, and we have a 2/6 drops, actually. I don't want to keep this hand. This one's a lot better. I'm thinking I'm going to get rid of the Wandering Emperor. And if we fetch a blue off of Fabled Passage, it's possible. Alright. And opponent doesn't want to play. Let's hop into a new game. Okay, we're re-recording round 2. This is a 2-lander. I don't think I can keep this. I know I can't keep this. Another 2-lander. Gonna have to go to 5 cards. This is just a keep no matter what. I'm gonna get rid of Farewell. And I think I want Dovin and Narset. I'll find another Ichormoon Gauntlet. We'll just try to stabilize first with the Planeswalkers. Position of Kozilek, so we lose Dovin. And we do find our 4th mana, so a Narset is castable. We're going to EI, maybe look for a Thoughtseize. Playing an EI after you play your land for the turn feels kind of bad because they just basically have to bin whatever they find. And we do have a turn 3 play now. Another EI, so they could definitely still Thoughtseize. They can take Narset with Kozilek's Inquisition too. Alright, Watery Grave, do they shock it? They play it tapped, cool. That means we get our Narset, they can't draw. Their EIs will still work, but we will get to look a little bit deeper. Wandering Emperor, huh? Well, we can curve into a Teferi. Seasoned Pyromancer, so I think I'll probably try to kill that with Narset if I have a way to do anything. If mine... Oh yeah, right. That just makes creatures. We're going to activate Narset again. If they kill it, it's fine. We have multiple Narsets. Prologue to Phyresis is good too. I'm going to plan on double to ferrying. Okay, so if I cast Narset, I'll plus doing nothing essentially. This makes sure that she survives a turn still. We'll make a red, can't do anything with it. Pass. Now they know that we have 2 Teferis, so we are going to start hopefully being able to do something about that. Looks like they're going to deal 2 to... Oh. What's happening? They're going to me. So they don't care about Narset, eh? Or are they going to kill her somehow? Cool, that Kozilek doesn't do anything. Love to see that. Ah, makes sense. I figured that they had a plan for that. And luckily we have a way to just kill the board here. I think it's not really worth it to have shocked that and do a Teferi Tuck on Pyromancer. I think it's just good to kill the board. Alright, cool. So no pressure on me now, although I don't really have any threats. They're just going to EI for a bunch of stuff. And they don't currently have a land to play. There it is. Alright, so we're going to get our Teferi out of here. Oh, Spell Pierce? No, okay. Just to consider. So this is like almost Grixis Delver or something like that.
Right on schedule.
Alright. Untap draw. Alright, we got a Saheeli next. Saheeli is good. Saheeli is very good. I mean, I could just Teferi Tuck that. I'll have Saheeli and then 5 mana, but no instant seed spells. I guess I could do... oh yeah, I can Memory Deluge and then create a blocker with Saheeli. Alright, we're going to activate Teferi.
Time for a break.
Narset. I think I kind of want to get the Memory Deluge off instead. Oh. My opponent doesn't want any. Alright. Well, looks like we ran them out of their resources. That was round 2.1 and round 2.2. Let's move on to our round 3 now. Here we go. Alright, it's round 3 and we have a 1-lander. That's an immediate mulligan. Here we've got 3 lands. We actually still need a 4th in order to actually do anything. But if we get that 4th, oh, let me tell you, it's going to be good. And then, you know, if we draw any of our other lower CMC spells, we feel great. Okay, so one more white mana source to play Supreme Verdict. Avacyn's Pilgrim, okay. Show him Jeskai, let him know what we're up to. They are on Abzan. We're going to take one from Pilgrim? No, we're not. So what could they be flashing in for 3 mana? I could not tell you. So Prologue to Phyrexis is going to help us find our... Okay. Skyfisher Spider, destroy target permanent. Okay, so this is reanimate for value. Alright, this is like mid-range reanimator. Supreme Verdict is going to be absolutely clutch here. Wandering Emperor I feel very good about. Teferi Master of Time, awesome. Teferi Time Raveler, also a good card. So we are matched up pretty well here. I'm going to go ahead and prologue now. We got a Narset too. She's less good. We really need a land. Thank God. Oh my gosh. So I think the play here is to Wandering Emperor and maybe kill something. Or make a blocker and eat something. Actually, the move is almost 100% to Avacyn's Pilgrim, or try to kill the Avacyn's Pilgrim. Okay, I mean they're reloading up the cannon. This is gain life for each creature in your graveyard. All right. I don't think they're going to attack with Avacyn's Pilgrim. They have not shown me doing that. We'll make another one of those. Okay. So how about I Wandering Emperor? Auto pay. Now it's going to be just a plus on nothing. And then I think I'm just going to wipe the board. It feels bad to do this, but I want to establish a board where I've got blockers and they don't have anything.
Let your blade do the talking.
Alright, so now our Narset's pretty strong. They have Collected Company open, Unburial Rights. Looks like Unburial Rights is the move. This is multiple Unburial Rights. I can Narset kill something. Let's see. Teferi can phase something out too. Oh, you know what's pretty good? If I just tuck that with this Teferi, I'm feeling really solid.
I am not focusing this one. That's more like it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can have that 3/3. We are going to put a counter on this boy.
We've got the edge.
Attack in. I am happy to make the trade for that next turn. Another mulch. Oh wow, they have mulch. Mulch is a cool card. Unfortunately, Historic doesn't have the other... They don't have Mana Bond, which is the card that is used in Legacy with Mulch to get a full hand of lands into your... full hand of value lands. And then just like dump them all onto the battlefield. Oh, this is kind of cool. So they are going to actually use their spider here. And then they're going to be able to gain a bunch of life here in the end. So I am going to swing in first. We're going to offer a trade with Skyfisher. They do not take it. That's smart of them. So let's go ahead and Narset kill this spider. So Narset is going to draw then discard. Icarmoon kills it exactly, but that's not what I want to be doing right here. So it's either Memory Deluge or Teferi. I'm going to get rid of Teferi because if I need to look for a land soon, it's going to be Memory Deluge is my best friend there. Let's make another one of those guys. And next turn is going to be a Icarmoon Gauntlet play for me. If I draw a land, it's even better. ECD. Okay, ECD is pretty bad. I'm going to think about getting a Farewell off. Okay, so with 5 mana, what can I do? I'm going to just start making more creatures. That's first of all my main goal.
Keep watch for intruders.
I don't need to play Ichormoon Gauntlet yet. I can play Tap Steam Vents and Memory Deluge, looking for a removal piece for ECD or another land. Enters tapped. And yeah, we just get to do some damage here. If they don't produce enough creatures, then we are going to be fine. Oh, but you know what? I just realized that ECD is going to make all my stuff cost more. So now I got to think about this. And ECD returns from their graveyard, so they have a lot of things that they can do here. They're going to get something out of their graveyard this time, but I'm going to absolutely make sure that I farewell it next turn. Or the turn after it goes to Chapter 3. So for now, it's going to be Memory Deluge on my turn. Take a damage. Grizzly Salvage, okay. Restoration Angel. Okay. Getting a little scared. Maybe I just take a land and a Memory Deluge. Alright. So I'll be able to Memory Deluge through the Chapter 2 of ECD. So I've got stuff to do. Another Thragtusk. Luckily Wandering Emperor just still sticks around.
I have got rules to teach you.
Pop that out. Go in with our attacks. Yeah, Ichormoon Gauntlet I don't need to do yet. I'd like to actually do the thing, but I'll need a response for whatever they get with ECD. Do they have any Planeswalkers? Oh, it's a hoof, okay. Yeah, I could see that being bad. Okay. I mean, sure that hurts. Ah! Well, that's a problem. That's a huge problem. Am I dead? I might be dead. They're not attacking with everything? Okay, I was about to say. So this is 21... It's about 30 damage. Yeah, I can't block that. We could just gang up on one thing if we wanted to. This is the most damage I can soak up, and we're still going to be dead. Darn, opponent got us. Let's see what was on top of our library here. Yeah, nothing much. We just missed out on curve of being able to cast the Farewell. That would have made the difference here. Let's go ahead and just take 2 random cards and then let them kill me. Pass on this. And we are done. -5. Okay, that was our round 3. We have 2 more to go. Alright, we got our round 4 here. We have the double white, don't have our blue. And most of the stuff is blue. I could play a Wandering Emperor and then just pray to draw a land. I don't want to do that though. This is a little better. It's not like awesome or anything, but it has 4 lands. We keep this. If I fetch blue, I have double white through this, or I can do double white through Battlefield Forge. So just put back the basic, fetch blue. Alright, nice. Got our land back. That means, well, I still need to fetch early so that I can get my double blue on turn 3. Alright. 3 mana, or 3/3 for 2. So basically, this thing gets bigger when stuff that we control dies. Okay, so we are going to use a board wipe to deal with that creature. No attacks. We will take 3 here. We're going to play our Narset, block, and then we're going to Supreme Verdict. Or we're going to Wandering Emperor. Now, if they kill my thing, then I'm kind of sad. No blocks. Sedgemoor Witch. Okay, so this is feeling like a Supreme Verdict play. We'll show them a Narset.
There are so many mysteries. Keep an open mind.
Farewell is good. Farewell's really good. I don't see any graveyard out of them yet. But, yeah, I mean, both of these are pretty good. I don't need the prologue yet. It's going to be Farewell. Alright, so now they know that they are potentially in trouble. Oh yeah, they're still committing to the battlefield. One more thing, please. Okay, sure. So they're gonna kill my thingy. Yep. So we're gonna go down to 13 here. Luckily, they don't draw a card through Narset. Thank you, Narset. You have served us well. Enjoy the afterlife. As we go to 13, and she goes to the graveyard. And now I feel good about Supreme Verdict. Let's drop that out. We have Supreme Verdict. Board is clear. Alright. And so... Oh, Abiding Grace. So they get to return what? Okay, it's just a bunch of Shambling Ghasts. Alright. 4-mana Emperor or Saheeli, then, well, the turn 6 Farewell is not going to matter. So I'm thinking about what I want to do. I know that I do want to play Farewell. It cleans up their board, removes the Abiding Grace, and gets stuff out of their graveyard. I could be convinced into waiting a bit more. If I play the Wandering Emperor this turn, then I can decide to double spell next turn or Farewell. So I'm going to play the Wandering Emperor. Ooh, they shock in. Oh, and this is just the draw cards? Sure. And then I guess I do also need to watch out for the Sedgemoor Witch. Not gonna have that much life. Wandering Emperor. Make it 2/2. I mean, that's offering them a trade, so I'll just not block. Okay, so this is an Archfiend's Vessel deck. Oh, if they sack it right now, I feel so good. So sacrifice creature, kill Wandering Emperor. Yeah, this Farewell is starting to look really good. Alright. Then they're going to bring it back with Abiding Grace, yada yada, sure. You got it, man. Archfiend's Vessel, not a thing that you see too often anymore. It doesn't even matter if I try to... Well, you know what? I have another Wandering Emperor. I won't take 5 in the air. That's not something that I can afford to do. Yeah, you know what? If I just Wandering Emperor exile it, then I feel fine waiting a turn. Yeah, alright. They're doing damage to themselves for me. Stop after the attacks. But they go all the way in, okay. Flash an Emperor. We're going to take another one from Shambling Ghast, but we're going to gain 2 life.
This is what you get for hurting my
Do they have another play? Maybe sack Shambling Ghast? Yeah, looks like it's it. Diabolic Intent? Okay, that's bad. So they're going to search for their best card right now, which might be removal for a Planeswalker. Could be another one of these annoying creatures like Sedgemoor Witch. I'm probably just double spelling this turn. They're going to get their Shambling Ghast back, but it's okay. Wow, I'm surprised that they wanted to do that.
Back to wandering.
So is this the turn that I just farewell my opponent? I'm gonna be a little greedy.
My creations are things of beauty. Those who cannot perceive.
Good ability.
I have just the trick for this.
Yeah, narset's pretty good. Narset's very good. That helps me stabilize my life total. Going to shuffle since I put some good cards to the bottom of my library lately. How am I on my white mana sources? I have 3 white mana sources. Blue mana sources 3, and then 2 red mana sources. I really only need 2 red. I'm gonna take a white. White's typically pretty difficult. So I won't bother attacking. And this turn is going to be our farewell. As we kind of just hold that over our opponent's head. Another Diabolic Intent. This guy's crazy. Okay, they're just gonna kill my 2 or my 1/1. This whole Abiding Grace thing is really annoying. I can't wait to farewell it. See, now we're playing kind of a game here where if they are just fetching for another Abiding Grace, they're going to then wait for me to farewell so they can play it again. Or are they going to get something to deploy to the battlefield? Sack a Planeswalker, huh? I'd much rather get rid of Saheeli. Yeah, bring that thing back. I mean, at this point, I don't really care. Can I Ichor? Oh, I can Ichor Moon and Narset. That's gnarly. Here's where things start to get good. Put a counter on Narset. Let's go ahead and gain life first. Make a red. Let's use Narset here, since we do have a blocker. Yeah, we can just start getting our Planeswalkers out. No need to attack here. And things are starting to get good here. I like Teferi, Master of Time, in this situation. With him on the battlefield, we're going to have 2 lootings with Teferi's loot and Narset's loot. And then other Narset can minus. She can go to 1, that's fine. Gonna make them have the sacrifice ability to loop their Shambling Ghast. Sounds like if they don't do anything with it here, they were hoping that I would block. No, they seem to have the sacrifice thing. Alright, Master Grove does kill everything. So at this point, this might be the point where I decide to just go ahead and farewell. Because Massacre Girl kind of sucks to be on the battlefield. Oh yeah, and we got the Teferi follow-up. I think this is where we start to go for it. So this is going to be farewell on everything but Artifact. We counter on Narset. Alright, cool. So we've cleaned that up. Let's go ahead and we'll have only 2 mana here if I plus with Narset, so I'm just going to proliferate. Submit 2. Narset minus. Now we're looking for our poison counter. Memory Deluge can find me a yes sir. Memory Deluge can find me another land, and yeah, our opponent says that they're out of here. So this time it was us being able to stabilize, and we won the game for it. All right, so that was our round 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's move on to round 5. Here we go. Round 5, the final one. This is kind of a high CMC to start with, and it doesn't have blue except for Fabled Passage. I'm not sure I can keep that. Here is a 2-lander on the other side of the coin. If the Fairy Time Raveler was still a 3-mana Planeswalker and wasn't this stupid adjusted card, I feel like I could keep this hand, but 2 mana, not really worth it. I am going to keep 5, getting rid of these 2. We're going to have Memory Deluge and Supreme Verdict to figure out what we want to do, except no, it's not going to be any of my blue spells, because I have barely any access to blue. So 1 land allows us to cast both of these other spells. Fabled Passage will be on blue, and I'm just going to do it right now. Sure, I could hide it, but like, say I draw into a Narset, then I'm going to wish I wasn't waiting for turn 4. Yeah, like if my next draw is Narset, and then after that is a, oh god, okay. Well, that's kind of a problem. Alright, so let's go ahead and get blue. And just do the best we can. If it comes down to us having to deal combat damage, then we'll do our best. I'm going to show our opponent that we are Azorius. Hope that they plan for something. Alright, well, we got our Narset. Turn off the draws a little bit.
Present and future are bound by threads of time.
Alright, cool. At least we get the Narset activation first.
Hone your prowess.
Well, so at least Prologue does give them the counter already. We don't want it yet, however. So, Teferi is a way to remove the ley line for now. And Teferi is just generally pretty strong. I don't care about their ley line yet. And, okay. Oh, shoot. It's an Archon. This comes in tapped. I will just have to draw a card for this turn. And then after this, I don't really care too much about the Archon. I could Narset minus, I could Teferi minus. Non-creature spells your opponent cast cost 4 greater, cost 2. Oh god, so our Supreme Verdict costs 6 now. Yeah, this Redain is really bad for me. Alright, so my draws are land or bust. Hey, that's a land. Can we get another? Oh my god, yes we can. Shred the card up and pump it directly into my veins. Alright, so now I don't want any more lands. Another Adeline. This comes in taps, right? Yeah. Alright, we gotta survive one more turn of this. 2, 4, 8, 9. We're still technically alive. Oh yeah, we're barely alive. Alright, sick. Well, go ahead and find a basic. Supreme Verdict, goodbye. Alright. If there were ever a time for us to get lucky, I'd like for it to be now. Archon of Emeria. Alright. I can Farewell. I can Teferi bounce it. I could Wandering Emperor it. Okay, let me think about this. So, Narset is not the best because she'd be doing a minus and I'd be going card negative. Teferi Time Reveler is kind of good because I haven't hit a land drop yet. Yeah, I'm going to do this.
You show remorse.
Take Archon back, draw a card, another Farewell so I can feel good about cracking off the Farewell next turn. Got the Gauntlet. There's a chance that we can do this. Okay. I'm I'm down to investigate. Strict Proctor. Wandering Emperor. So Naya Death and Taxes is what we're playing. I really gotta watch out for the Adeline. So I need to make sure that I get one more land at some point. Narset for 4 gives me 4 mana left. That's not, well, the Strict Proctor, it's not tapped, so I can't kill it. But that's actually fine. It's just a flying 1/3. Yeah, I'm good with this. Don't put a counter on anything. Plus her, gain some life. We want to do white so that we can cast Wandering Emperor. Wandering Emperor. Put a counter on Narset. This one I'm happy to minus.
Guards, to me.
Okay. Farewell kind of busts this game open. Ooh, interesting. Oh, and we got the prologue. I'm so excited. I'm 1 away. If I farewell... Oh, man. If I just had the land, I could farewell and prologue. This is each player or each opponent? Each player. So, if my spell now is prologue... Then I could prologue, find a land, use Wandering Emperor to kill Archon. I can also get the Narset Emblem. Let's prologue. Narset -2. Discard Dovin Hand of Control. Kill Archon. Shivan Reef. Now I can farewell if I'd like to. I don't really want to.
Strike fast and strike hard.
Do I value the land? Not really sure. Or, sorry, do I value using my treasure thing? Until they put more things onto the battlefield, I'm not cracking off a farewell. So I'm going to hold up. It's all up to me now. And me and my 2 farewells. I think we can go the distance. You or another permanent. So this is... I have to read the rules for proliferation. I think I can still proliferate my opponent with a... No. Okay, so proliferation is choose counters on permanents and or players. It does not target a player specifically in that definition, but for each player you are looking at their poison counter total. If you know the ruling for that, I would like to know what the ruling is. Drop a comment or something if you know the ruling. Anyway, that was our round 5. We were able to do it with our Jeskai Ichormoon Gauntlet deck. I hope you enjoyed these little strings of games, and I hope that you enjoyed the deck. If you liked it and want to support the channel, drop a like. It's the easiest way to do so. If you want to see more videos like this one, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll be posting videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So at any rate, that's it from me. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.